leading the way with breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news. At least 4 people are dead after a shooting at a bank in downtown Louisville this morning. The shooter is also dead. Thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Lacey Roberts.
And I'm Stephen Albritton. At least 8 other people were injured, including 2 police officers. WLWT News 5's Todd Dykes is live at the scene in Louisville with what we know so far. Todd.
Yeah, Stephen and Lacey, this is just an incredibly sad situation here in the heart of downtown Louisville. As a Kentucky native, this certainly hits home. It comes 2 weeks following the shooting down in Nashville that left 6 people dead, including 3 kids. We don't know the ages of the victims in this mass shooting that happened about 8:30 this morning. I'll step out of the way. We're really right next to the river here. The shooting happening in the building behind me, you see there, that's referred to by Louisville residents as the sailboat building because of the way it's designed. It is home to the Old National Bank, and that's where police have said that a shooter, not unclear the gender of that shooter, went in this morning around 8:30, unclear what kind of weapon was used, but shot and killed 4 innocent victims. Then incredibly fast response by Louisville Metro Police to get here, engaging in gunfire with that shooter. Unclear if a police officer's bullet took the shooter out or if the shooter took his or her own life. That's still to be determined, but we have been informed that 2 Louisville Metro Police officers were injured as a result of today's events. 1 is currently in critical condition at the hospital. And again, a total of 5 people killed, including the shooter. There are 8 people who were taken to local hospitals to be treated for their injuries. So the best I can do, we're going to toss to some sound here in a second from Kentucky's governor, also a Louisville police official. But being here live, it's an eerie normalcy. That's the best way I can describe it. You're seeing a lot of flashing lights, no sound of sirens though, and it's a beautiful day, the day after Easter, when so many families were celebrating. But now sadly there are about more than a dozen families that are reeling based on what happened just during a normal Monday morning on this post-Easter holiday. So it's terribly sad. But as I mentioned, we had some comments earlier just within the last hour from Kentucky's governor, also a Louisville police official. Let's take a listen to what they had to say.
Again, at 8:30 this morning, approximately 8:30 this morning, Louisville Metro Safe received a report of shots fired and a possible active shooter at 333 East Main Street at the Old National Bank. Within 3 minutes of being dispatched, officers arrived on scene and encountered the suspect almost immediately, still firing gunshots. Officers exchanged gunshots with that suspect, and ultimately that suspect did die at the scene. We are trying to confirm if that suspect died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound or was killed by officers at this time. At least 2 officers were shot during this exchange of gunfire. 1 is currently in surgery at University of Louisville Hospital. At least 4 more victims were confirmed to be deceased inside the location, as well as 8 that are now currently being treated at the University Hospital. 2 are critical, one of those being the officer. We're currently working to identify all of the victims, work with their families for reunification, and provide services to the families and the victims. The investigation, I want to reiterate, is ongoing. This will be a long scene. It will take pretty much into the night. So I still ask that the public avoid the area. I want to reiterate that there is no active threat. We believe this is a lone gunman involved in this that did have a connection to the bank. We're trying to establish what that connection was to the business, but it appears he was a previous employee.
What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this Monday evening. Doing pretty good myself. Wow, what another day in violent America. Okay. Well, they said that they didn't have an identification for the shooter, but I happened to come across one as of about maybe an hour ago. The shooter's name is Connor Sturgeon. He was 23 years old, identified as Louisville bank gunman after killing at least 4 in mass shooting. Okay, and this is the idiot that you see right here that's on the right. Really don't know why Connor Sturgeon felt the need to go on a bank, and shoot the place up. Okay, but something tells me with the way these banks are doing now, hijacking people's bank accounts and not giving, any explanation for thereof. Well, we may be coming across a lot of situations like this here in this country. You know how people is about their money. you know, and you can't really blame him. You know, not that I'm condoning shooting the place up, but people get angry when it comes down to dealing with their money, okay? Sounds though like this guy right here could have been an ex-employee. You know what I'm talking about? Could be jilted from the fact that he was fired. Who knows? But to get into the story right here, it says the shooter who opened fire inside the Louisville bank on Monday morning that left 4 people dead and 9 others injured has been identified. Louisville Metro Police identified the suspect as 23-year-old Connor Sturgeon, an employee at Old National Bank. So he's an employee, you know, not ex. It said it says employee. You know, let's continue here. And this is the scene right here. You know, this is the idiot that did it. And this is the scene thereof after the fact. You know what I mean? Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear speaks with police at the scene of the mass shooting. You know, this is just too much of a familiar thing that's happening here. It's always reoccurring. You know, mass shooting after mass shooting. You know, I think it was just last Friday in South Carolina, North Carolina beach down there. It's a mass shooting there too. You know, some people got hurt, you know. But back to this particular situation, Louisville Metro Police exchanged gunfire with Sturgeon. You know, a rifle-wielding Sturgeon opened fire near a conference room at Old National Bank at 8:40 p.m. 20 minutes before the business was set to open its doors for the day. According to the LinkedIn profile, Sturgeon was a syndication and portfolio banker for Old National Bank. A witness who was inside the building at the time of the shooting told WHAS 11 that the suspect was armed with a long assault rifle and opened fire multiple times, while multiple shots inside the bank on the first floor. He just started firing. The startled witness said, just started firing just like nothing. And I'm like, well, it says that he was an employee though. You know, did he get some bad news that he was going to be let go or something? What set him off? Let's continue. I didn't see his face. We were in the conference room. Whoever was next to me got shot. There's blood on me. Other employees inside the bank said they took shelter inside conference rooms and bathrooms as soon as they heard the gunfire. The bathrooms on our floor have key code entry, so it was probably the safest place we could think to hide, employee Tammy Madigan told the Daily Beast. So the 6 of us went into the men's room, turned off all the sound on our phones. Yeah. Tried to be as quiet as we could. Yeah, you don't want to give up your location. You know, your phone ring, get you killed. You know, that kind of thing. I've seen that stuff in movies. To continue here, it says Louisville Metro Police said Sturgeon was found dead once officers gained access to the bank. We do not know exactly the circumstances of his death at this time, Metro Police Deputy Chief Paul Humphreys said. Chief Humphreys confirmed that responding officers exchanged gunfire with Sturgeon. However, it's unclear whether he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound or during the shootout with police. The shooting left 4 dead and injured 9 others, according to Louisville Metro officers. The 9 injured victims was transported to the University of Louisville Hospital. Officers Nicholas Wilt, 26, who graduated from the police academy on March 21st, was shot in the head and is in critical condition. 2 other victims are in critical condition, police said. Okay. Wow. 2 other victims are in critical condition. Just like that, 4 people. It's a good thing that no other people were there, like people, from regular public. You know what I'm saying? Because they could have got caught up in this, which is another thing, when you go out into these places right there, you just got to always keep your head on a swivel, okay? In conclusion here, it says the Old National Bank is located on the first floor of the multiple purpose building on East Main Street, okay? Now, this just goes into some more jaw-dropping news from the sun.com. We ain't studying that, but yeah, this is the idiot right here who was responsible for taking lives and getting his own life taken, behind something that just wasn't worth it. I can guarantee you that. You know what I mean? Like I said, in certain situations, you got a lot of miserable people out here, okay? And if they're miserable, the first thing they want to do is inflict misery on others that's probably not miserable. This is the society that we live in, miserable ass people, that's just unhappy in their own lives, and they just want to go out and do things and make somebody else unhappy, and this is, hey, one of those cases right here where you just did too much, So all I can say is, people, hey, watch your backs, watch your backs. And that's just even in your own household, you may be living with some people like this. You never know. Watch your back. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular situation right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts, views, and opinions on this. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you like the channel and the content, you're more than welcome to support the channel. The Cash App is in the description box. People, please remember to live your life as though we're being watched, simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.